Good evening, Honorable Political Leader and Dr. Visessa. I want to thank the Honorable Saddam Hussein for this excellent meeting, town hall meeting. Only the UNC, in the middle of Carnival, when everybody jumping up to DNA, could have you here fighting on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you so much. There's nobody like the supporters of the United National Congress. And I thank our supporters who are here and those who are tuning in, the general public who are tuning in on IETV and other, the social media, etc. UNC continues to be the voice of the voiceless and hope in a time when we are hopeless. I mean, the speakers before me, I want to congratulate all of the speakers who preceded me, spoke about crime. Why? This wasn't planned. It is because crime is the biggest issue, the biggest threat facing our democracy at this time. Crime. And the Prime Minister last Friday held a press conference to tell us, to give us a report on what had happened when he had gone to meet with the Secretary of State and others. But I mean, he was bragging. He met with the FBI, he met with the CIA, he met with the ABC and CDE and all kind of things. But he has brought back nothing to show us, nothing tangible at all. He has brought back nothing tangible to Trinidad and Tobago. Now he flies up and down. He's in the US in Washington. The same Washington who on about the 28th or 29th of December, a few weeks ago, sent out an advisory to tell us, don't go where to Twin City. Don't go to St. Augustine. Prior to now, you will hear don't go in Port of Spain. Now they are telling you further out into the residential areas in Trinidad and Tobago. So crime has metastasized and it is going further and further. So there is our Prime Minister flying to the capitals of the world on your money to tell them that we have crime in Trinidad and Tobago. But they are sending advisories saying, yes, all you have crime. So I don't know, I mean, we need to find out, and I'm hoping he's coming to tell us tomorrow, what really he's flying up and down first class with taxpayers' money to do. If it is really just to have a photo up with Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who you know has Gaza, MP Saddam just spoke about that. He has Gaza, he has Syria, he has Yemen, he has Ukraine, all the troubles of this world. This man going up there to sit down and meet with Blinken, and all this time Blinken must be saying, why this Blinken man don't go and sit down with the opposition leader? Why this Blinken man don't get out of here? You understand? Because there is overwhelming support in Trinidad and Tobago for a bipartisan approach to solving crime. Our people are crying out to see the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition sit together. And the people are our boss. You can't sit down and say solve crime from inside the cabinet. The people are saying, come out here and let's solve crime. Over the weekend, news broke that in St. Kitts and Nevis, a particular entertainer from Trinidad and Tobago was going up there. And they sent out a press release saying a decision was made following a comprehensive security assessment executed in collaboration with relevant local and regional authorities, following consultation with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce and other local stakeholders. The security assessment identified within the artist's work explicit endorsements of violence, promotion of criminal activities, and a consistent glorification of gang life. Now Trinidad is exporting coffee and cocoa and sugar again. They start to export gang violence. But you know what? A Prime Minister who is engaged, a head of the police of St. Kitts and Nevis who is engaged, people with backbone, spine, and cojones, with resolve. So you are coming here. You are bringing your bad disease from Trinidad here. You go right back home. If Rowley in 2015, 2016 had taken that decision and taken that approach, we would have saved over 4,000 lives. 4,000 people who would have died between 2015 or 2016 when Rowley came into office and now. 4,085 lives, presumably, probably could have been saved if he had taken that approach. To say, not here, not today, Satan, get your hands. An average of one person is murdered every 16 hours. Whilst I was coming here, they had just murdered an 85-year-old lady in Santa Margarita at her home. Just murdered her. But that is normal. We have normalized murders. You just seen people in the drain, the way you see rats and cockroaches long ago. Just dead bodies, just everywhere. Some of them, I don't know what it will take to move this government. How many mothers draped, motionless with grief over coffins? I mean, our alderman spoke about his wife and his brother-in-law. Draped, motionless with grief over coffins. That not moving the government. But I tell you tonight, UNC, don't worry with people who want to tell you who can win and who could win. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. In a few months, just as speakers before me have said, Kamla Prasad Bisesa will walk into Whitehall. She will walk into Whitehall. And we'll have a leader of conscience. A leader with empathy. A leader who cares that young black boys are being killed. For what? For nothing. They have no jobs. They have nothing. They have no opportunities. I am not saying they are right. But they have nothing. All that Rowley met there, he took away. And they're like caged animals. One street car go to the next street. As a matter of fact, it has some children in some of these areas. Car come to 7, you know, because if you say 6, they might kill you. Some of them car come to 8, because if you say 7, they might kill you. You're passing and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They kill you. It's an insult. That is where we have reached. This place is no man's land. And we are now in a hopeless place. And are we going to tolerate that? This sweet TNT, do we have hope? Do we believe that we could bring this country back together again? You have to tell me when. When will we see hope again? When we change the government. What is bad? Not only are we having one murder in every 16 hours, out of every 100 murders, you know how much they're solving? 12. So 88 murderers walking up and down in the supermarket with you. They're sitting down behind you in church. They're winding down to DNA in Panorama Band. Over 3,000 murderers. And that is just for this period, not prior to. We cannot allow this state of affairs to continue. 490 are caught, and about 59 are really brought to justice, but not even on time. And who they have caught are left to rot behind the walls of them boys' jail. And you know what they're doing there? They're calling shot. So it's a no-ending spiral of terror. So I want to know tomorrow, will he come in and tell us? What do you think he's coming to tell us? Have a safe carnival. But what we need jobs. Jobs are a crime mitigation tool. We need better schools. We need schools with better teachers. We need single mothers who are helped. They are vulnerable. A lot of them are vulnerable. They must know that when you have unprotected sex, you're going to have children with no fathers. All of these things. We have to bring back our communities, and we have to ensure that mother and father they have to raise children. You can't leave children to raise themselves. So a lot of the values are gone. But this government take care, because if they come in here now, they are coming in well secure. They have a shield of steel around them, well protected, 24 hours. Some of them, they have so much protection, even they keep women under protection. That's a little fight going. Everybody under protection, but they don't care 24 hours. They don't care about anybody. I mean, it sounds trite now to say they don't care, because I don't know what it is, how to explain where this government has reached. Because I cannot understand how you could look at young people, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 25, just dying. Just dying. And there is no intervention. The last time the Prime Minister said he's going to give 100 million to old soldiers to go and do a rundown 20-year-old boy. How are they going to do that? You need to put that 100 million into schools, into jobs, into sports. That is what you have to do with the 100 million. Not just throw it up. You might as well put it in Queen's Park Savannah and burn it, because that will bring no relief. And of course, he just said that the breathless media will just go and write, because he's about send the fool a little further. No answers to the questions. We really need, we have to start all over again. So whilst this Prime Minister for Carnival, you see how we dancing? He hand up in the air. Dancing, whining, whilst our citizens have their hand in the air, begging for mercy, begging for their lives from merciless criminals who just coming on in waves, breaking into your houses, raping and stealing and plundering with no relief in sight. How long are we going to put up with that? How long are we going to put up with that? Whilst the Prime Minister plays golf and travels the world at taxpayers' expense, those same taxpayers suffer at the hands of these criminal class that has absolutely no fear of the police, of prison, or Allen's funeral home. They don't care about that. As far as they are concerned, it's an honor to die. How are we going to deal with this? All of the government's focus is to get a compliant media to print on their front page, as they did on Sunday, about which commissioner was not the worst. Can that help us? That cannot help us. Who not the worst? People are being murdered all over the place, and the government concerned about a popularity contest. This is not a race to the bottom. We don't care who is the best, who is the worst. All we want to do is to feel safe. We want to feel safe when we go to the supermarket. We want to feel safe when we go to the pharmacy. We want to feel safe when we go to church. All of these now are high-wired, endangered activities. You can get killed going to church, and people are killed going to church. People are killed going to the supermarket. How are we going to get relief? Does it make sense? It makes no sense to me to say change hands, you know. Does it make sense to change hands? And put whom? From the government. What we have to do to bring any relief, we have to change the government. We have to change the government. So they could print how much they want in the popularity contest. Who feels it knows it. Junior Emmanuel knows that his daughter Sade has not come home since 2018. He knows that. And they have been waiting. Although they have found parts of remnants of a burnt body, they have been waiting for forensic to say that is his daughter. So for 5 years, he's waiting for them to start an investigation for murder. So up to now, we say murder because they cannot determine that this is his daughter. When this woman sleeping in her bed, Miss Anita Peterson, and they came and they killed her, Tiffany 19, Shane 17, Ariana 14, and Faith 10. How that doesn't move the government? What kind of government do we have that they can't be bothered, that all of them in Carnival Fete, when they should be dung in sackcloth and ashes, even before Lent? Wondering, what should we do? What else can we do? They show no mercy themselves. So what do we expect from the criminal? If we are getting no mercy from those we have voted into office, what do we expect from the criminals? So as a matter of fact, what I think what the government has been saying is bug off. Because as far as they are concerned, the commissioner they have in place is not the worst. But Prime Minister, this is not a race to the bottom. Our people are dying. The country is not interested in if your commissioner is the worst or the best. People just want to feel safe in this country. I think that is what is on the top of everybody's mind. How? Although the government remains stiff-necked and arrogant, while little children are being molested, are being raped, and even worse than that, killed. I think MP Khadija was talking about some of these children who have been killed. And I mean, we read about it all the time. The little girl in Sandy Grande at 6 years, 9-year-old Jomeo, who was killed in the savannah, and so on. So when the Prime Minister picked up his notes last week, Friday, and said, I will see you on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. 4 days. Every 16 hours, we have a murder. You know how many people would have died? 6. And that is if the murderers having a slow day. Because if they're doing good, about 80 people dead since Friday gone. And I'm sure if we count, it will be well over 10. People are just falling like flies in this country. So El Socorro, at a rate of 1 murder every 16 hours, let us do the math. We have about 6 people would have died until the government gets, or the Prime Minister gets up to the mic. This is a man who, after 8.5 years as Prime Minister, is still talking about developing a crime plan. We don't need a crime plan. We need a strong woman with resolve. We don't need a crime plan. We are long past that. We are long past that. Since Mova, when they killed, I think, 3 men, then the Prime Minister had some national recovery program. It never worked in 2020. Since 2020 to now, about 2,000 people have died. Murdered. They are dead from a heart attack. and sugar and diabetes and so they died from murder. In desperation, people are calling on the leader of the opposition to do something. Folks, the leader of the opposition has no constitutional remit. She has no resources. She can't order police to do anything. She can't create jobs. What you have to do for Kamla Persad-Bissessar to create jobs, you have to vote her into office. You can't vote for Rowley and then want Kamla to run the country. It's impossible, constitutionally. Because that's what you want. You voted for Rowley and then say, but you know she used to create jobs. You know she cared about single mothers. You know she cared about school children. Yes, she cared. And that is why you have to vote for the United National Congress headed by Kamla Persad-Bissessar. So the UNC has been reaching out to the Prime Minister. We continue to do that. We have been reaching out through the consultations, and our leader will announce again when the next one will be. The Prime Minister continues to refuse to meet because he is surrounded by security. Aranguez next door used to be the food basket of the nation. But a lot of your farmers have been driven out of business because of predal larceny. So all of that, because now we have to take precious foreign exchange to buy food when we had food planting right here in El Socorro. And what is happening? You have the big conglomerates buying food with that forex, and when they're buying food with the forex, they're buying Obia. So even that gone foreign. So everything with Rowley gone up. You know when you could have gone down Moruga and get something. The beach with Elizabeth, people in the sea water. You understand? Bathe with that blue soap. Just in Moruga, they buy my MP family here. Now that and now I'll get big shot on the Rowley. They go in my house. In wrapping up, the government of Kamla Persad-Bissessar went beyond the call of duty, that administration, to reduce crime. It's not written in the stars. It is, you have to do the work. So when she created over, how many jobs were there? Over 50,000 jobs. Improved the ease of doing business, develop educational pathways and opportunities, provided infrastructure so that vast areas of rural Trinidad and Tobago can be included in a piece of the pie. When we had box drains for the smaller contractors and built Cougar Children Hospitals and over 8,000 houses. All of this was to create jobs and opportunity. That is what you call trickle-down economics. Not that one group of people hold it and trickling down just so in terms of minimum wage, and you could hardly see it. These programs were targeted, these social programs were targeted at the poor and vulnerable and even the differently abled. So I want to give way for our leader to come up now and tell us some of her plans, some of what she would have done and what she will do when she comes up, when the time comes around again. And in this festival week, I join with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and urge our citizens to be responsible. Be your brother's keeper. Ladies, mothers, do not leave your children at home alone and unsupervised to become soft targets for those with criminal intent. This is not the time for your milkshake to bring all the boys to the yard. This is a serious time. Don't leave children to be preyed on by these evil people that we have pervading our society now. Stay at home and protect those for whom you are responsible. UNC, be not afraid. Stay the course. Keep hope alive. And soon, your day, your sun will rise again. Thank you so much.